out of danger are some of the most cherished words in the vocabulary of the Army Medical Corps doctors, driven by their motto of Sarve Santu Niramaya, meaning may all be free from disease and disability.
Combat casualties come to you in a case where they may be grievously injured, or bullet injuries, blast injuries, and here time is of the essence. We have to give urgent care at the earliest to ensure that we do not lose any patient.
The Indian Army Medical Corps serves the country's troops in the forwardmost line of contact. They deal with wartime casualties and heal the wounded despite grave risks to their personal safety. By virtue of being at the front line, the Army Medical Corps personnel enjoy combatant status.
Our doctors also command our own establishments, and even in war we command our establishments and move along with the combat troops right behind the front lines to provide them all sorts of medical care.
All the Army doctors, nurses and paramedics receive basic military and technical training to operate and survive in the battlefield. The Army base hospitals are counted amongst the most advanced medical care units in the country. These multidisciplinary hospitals not only look after the medical needs of serving Army men, but also of their families and even retired soldiers.
Our motto is that if any casualty comes to us alive, we will not let him die in this hospital. And I can say it very confidently, we will retrieve him and bring him back and make him a productive member of society again.
The Indian Army first came here in 1948, and when they marched up, there were a lot of casualties due to high altitude. There's acute mountain sickness, there's high altitude pulmonary edema where you get water in your lungs, and there's high altitude cerebral edema where you get water in your brain. All these latter two can be killer diseases.
When a soldier is deployed at an altitude of 21,000 feet in the Siachen Glacier, there are chances he will collapse after suffering from breathlessness and sweating profusely. A soldier is suffering from high-altitude pulmonary edema. Excess fluid has accumulated in his lungs and he has serious difficulty in breathing. The Army chopper lands straight away at a helipad constructed within the premises of Leh's Army Hospital.
Today we make sure that any of these people we do not lose them. While they are working so hard and putting their lives on the line, that we have to do the best for them.
The casualty is rushed into the hospital hyperbaric chamber. The hyperbaric chamber is a sealed chamber which creates a high-pressure environment higher than the atmospheric pressure at sea level.
Okay, these are hyperbaric chambers, inside which pressure can be increased to any desired amount. They have a limit of about 5 atmospheres. Whole idea of these chambers in a case of HAPO is to increase the pressure inside the body, the pressure of gases inside the body, the same as it would be at sea level. As a result, body responds as if it were at sea level. The patient recovers rapidly. We do not need to evacuate them. In fact, today we treat patients of HAPO and we keep them here. We do not even send them down.
The Army Base Hospital in Srinagar is a very busy place all through the year. It handles an assortment of casualties and health problems aggravated by the extremely cold weather conditions and the difficult terrain.
I have held the Indian Army Jawan in such high regard that nothing I do will ever be enough for them.
We are totally geared up to provide emergency medical care not only in battle casualties but also in any possible mass disaster situation.
The Army hospitals have done a yeoman's service to the nation by attending even to civilian casualties during natural calamities like floods, earthquakes and tsunami. General Hospital in Leh treated scores of civilians affected by the flash floods in August 2010. With the district civil hospital lying in shambles after the cloud burst, the victims of this natural calamity had no place to get their injuries treated. The army doctors worked non-stop attending casualties, civilian as well as military.
The civil hospital, the SNM hospital, was totally defunct that day because it collapsed. The sludge had gone into the hospital, their OT was non-functional, and we had one surgical team. And on that night, we conducted something around 20 major operations in this hospital, and that was done by a single surgeon and an anesthetist.
The army had also commissioned several makeshift hospitals in flash flood affected areas to provide on-the-spot emergency medical assistance. In fact, the Army Medical Corps has been providing healthcare services in several forward areas along India's international borders even during peacetime. And it's not just in the border areas, but also in Delhi at the Army's Research and Referral Hospital, popularly known as RR Hospital. It is one of the finest and most advanced hospitals in India. It is a multi-speciality hospital with state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment, and it caters to all the 3 defense services. It is also responsible for looking after the health and well-being of the President of India, who is also the Supreme Commander of all the armed forces.